Welcome to this week's edition of Outfitters Tales, and this week we're bringing you all sorts of exciting stuff.
Episode 5.
But, stop. It is episode 5. This is a phone. Have you got it on silent?
Yeah, okay.
Because it's happened 2 weeks running.
I've actually just put it on to ring.
Very good. Put it away.
Because it was on silent. I learned from my previous mistakes.
Working with amateurs all the time. So what are we doing this week?
So this week we're covering a little bit of foxing. We've got a couple of kit reviews.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Infiray day and night.
We've got introducing my puppies.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Well, I want to do a little bit on the bees because lots of people have asked me about the bees, and we filmed quite a nice piece when we were out the other day, just explaining about the fact that what they're doing effectively, and when they're really busy, and people are really interested in that. I think they're more interested in the bees. When they're not stinging people. Yeah, it's just you're a wuss with bees. They're all right. They're friendly. They've got an inherent distrust of bad people, really.
Like dogs, yeah.
But yeah, but you did get stung. So we're going to have a look at that, because I think lots of people have, again, proactive, so lots of people have asked us to do it, so we'll put a little bit of that in, just an explanation of what we're doing. But I think we've got an archive clip, I think, as well. Yeah,
we've got the archive clip, so I think that clip is you down in Bedfordshire.
Ah, Bedfordshire with Steve. Yeah, okay. And
the Chinese water deer.
Chinese water deer?
Yep.
But we've actually got partnership going along now with a few other people. So we'd like to bring you some different material, really, some bushcraft.
Yeah, so a bit of bushcraft, survivalist type stuff.
Yeah, got some air rifle stuff coming along.
Yeah, another partnership with some guys. So obviously we're still in the infancy of all this sort of stuff, guys, so bear with us. We're trying to get more and more interest rather than it just me and him. So we're just trying to get introduced to more people. Well, yeah.
But anyway, they're obviously very fussy. So I think that about covers it.
Yep.
Okay.
So what we'll go on to now then is so what we're going to show next.
We're going to show you foxing. So I'm not really going to explain that. Just watch it on. It's coming now.
So guys, here we are. I've just been out stalking all day, this morning and this evening, and we're now about to go out foxing. So welcome to the life of a professional guide. I'm a bit tired. So what we're going to do, a lot of the comments for the past few shows have asked for more foxing content, so here we are delivering. So we're going to go out tonight. Our guys from Hawk, who are now the new distributors of Infirays stuff, have sent us up this new tube TP25 SE. So it's a thermoscope for less than £1,000. So £950 buys you a thermoscope. So we took it on the range today, zeroed it up, and we're going to take it out on the foxes tonight. So basically, I'm just going to give it a test and see how it performs. I'm not expecting sort of crystal clear images and stuff because it's one of the lower sort of processors, hence the price. But is it going to do the job? I'm more than sure it will do. So we'll see how that copes and performs.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a bit early for me. Obviously, at the moment we're still concentrating on the bucks to come out and do the foxes. Generally I wait until the harvesting's getting done. So all the rye heat around this area that goes to the distillery nearby, that was all sprayed off last week. So it should be getting harvested again in the next couple of weeks. So that's when I'm going to go out and actually hit the foxes hard. There's plenty of juveniles around to just obviously they cover the way it is at the moment, and obviously all the barley and rye still in the fields. It's quite hard to see them. So, but the best places are silage and hay fields initially, and obviously they get cropped 3 or 4 times a year depending on the farmer. And they love them chopped up voles and mice and everything else. And I'm just going to go and ask my
Man gate duty.
gate bitch to open the gate. Right guys, so we're now out at one of the local farms. You probably hear the sounds of a factory in the background with big lights. We're doing this obviously so that the foxes can't hear us when we approach, but basically we're going to go down here. There's one of the silage fields that have been cut recently, so we're going to go down there and check that out, see if there's anything in there. If there's nothing on there, we'll start squeaking, because there's a big wood that surrounds it on the left hand side. See if we can call anything out of the wood. I've deliberately left the cubs because I don't like shooting them when they're too young, but obviously this time of year you've got all the juvenile foxes that have left their mothers running about, so they're quite stupid and they're quite easily to call in, so hopefully we'll be able to get some of that on camera for you. Cheers. It's just a deer. What I'll do is, obviously I've recorded a part of it on the Thermtec that I'm using. I'm using the Thermtec to spot because it's got really good resolution and really clear for identification. There's a deer over here at the corner of the woods, but I'm going to do some filming through the Infirays scope just to do a comparison, just so you can see the difference, what your money's buying. I'm not going to shoot it. Obviously this is a deer. It's 200 metres away as we look. As you can see, I've tried to zoom in a little bit, but it's very pixelated. So target identification is going to be quite hard. Let me just see what happens if I zoom out. So it's a bit better, but I can still only see a white blob. But I've identified it as a deer already, so if that was a fox, I'd be able to take the shot. Oh dear, yeah. Obviously I can't tell whether it's a buck or a doe, because the antlers don't show up in the thermal. Obviously with the thermal you can't tell whether it's a buck or a doe. You can if you get close enough with the body shape and stuff, but at this distance all I'm seeing is a white blob. The antlers don't show up in the thermal unless they're in velvet. So if it was a stag, I'd be able to tell it was a stag and how many points it is, because it's still in velvet at the moment. But the bucks are rotten at the moment, so everything's in hard antler and it doesn't show up in thermal unless you're really close. But we'll go forward because there's a big valley down here that we need to look over across we can't see at the moment and see if there's any foxes out there in the field. Away we go. Right, so I'm just going to have a quick call. First call I'm going to use is this, I forget what it's called, but it's a raspy something from Rob Crampton at Base Fox Call. These take a little bit of skill to be able to use. If you don't know how to use them, you just end up making so it makes no noise whatsoever. There is a technique to it, which I'll go into in a further video later. But then, all we're going to do now is we're going to have a call, see if we can draw anything, any foxes out from the wood. there's any juvenile foxes that are in the woods that are feeling a bit hungry, they're going to come out and actually have a look at what's making that awful noise. I always find it's very worthwhile just giving a little bit of a pause between each call so that the fox gets disorientated, so that the next time he hears a call it will then start running towards that noise because it wants to find out what it is. So our little dear friend is moving away because it doesn't like the noise that I'm making. So nothing was coming to that first call. So what I'm going to do is try a second type of call. So there's nothing coming into that first call. So what I'm going to do is just try changing over the call. There's a lot of hares in this area. So what I'm going to change over to is a hare in distress. Hopefully that might bring them in. Always try and imitate either the time of year. So if they're breeding, what we're going to do is try and obviously imitate fox on fox, or during harvest we'll try and imitate fox on prey, so that they react to it. They're going to react to different calls at different times of year, so it's only trial and error as to which calls are actually working here and then. So that's basically imitating a hare in distress. It sounds like a baby. If you've ever heard a hare that's in pain, that's exactly what they sound like. But the deer doesn't like it. So I think our last call for the hare actually brought a hare out of a dip. It's now way back into the dip.
Also, you want the hare calling now, are you?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be calling it.
Yeah, shut up. But it just shows that it sounds like a hare if the hares come running. Here at 50 metres. Headshot. But again, no foxes. Done my job too well. So it's now nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. We've been running about like idiots looking for foxes to show you guys, and there's none playing ball. So what I think we'll have to do is revisit this in a couple of weeks' time once the harvesting started, and try and get some footage. In the meantime, obviously we're filming this at the moment because Steve's here, but I'll try and get some footage myself whilst I'm out over the next few weeks.
That's Krista coming along. Film.
Chris don't do anything after 9 o'clock at night, or if it's raining, or if it involves hard work, or if it involves shooting accurately. I'm only joking. What time is it, mate?
Time for beer, right?
Beer o'clock. I think I deserve one of these after the day I've had.
Right, proper. Is that stalking this morning?
Stalking this morning.
Right. A ton of filming and zeroing and...
So stalking this morning, put the client onto a couple of bucks, squeaked a couple of bucks in, came back with no bucks, and then went out this evening again for bucks and came back with a stag.
And then straight into the
Straight into the fox.
foxing. And in between all that, up on the range, zeroing, a wee bit of filming, a few product tests.
Yeah. For all for you.
You see the tiny little violin. I'll put a little violin sound track over that, I think. Cheers, man. Well done.
No, thank you. Cheers, guys.
No. Hey, slice out now.
Yeah. Jim and Weizen wheat beer. Weizen beer.
So what's the crack with the TP25 SE?
Right. Don't. All I'm going to say, and again, honest review. Don't go out there thinking you're going to see everything with a lot of clarity. End of the day, it's a small processor, hence the price. But I would say for sort of short range foxes, obviously you saw that here at 50 metres. It's good enough for sort of, I'd probably say out to 100, 150 metres. So for foxes, probably not, unless they're using a really good night vision to do the identification.
Or a thermal?
Again, a really good
Spotter.
thermal spotter, but again, personally, I like to have 100% identification. So when I go out foxing, I tend to use the thermal spotter to spot the foxes, and then use night vision on my rifle with a really good IR torch.
Maybe we should get it out on the around the farms, mate. Ratting, closer range.
Or just wrap on the
bunnies.
stick it on the 2-2, and we'll go out and do some bunnies on the golf course.
Should do that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Cool.
But for the money, a thermal scope for the price of a medium range optical scope, or a sort of good night vision scope, plus your IR designator. Yeah,
Decent,
it is decent. And I'll go back to what I was saying before. Don't try and compare that. And again, I was saying don't compare it against the Thermtec. Don't compare it against any of the top end scopes, thermal spotters. Again, I'm not being biased here, but that's just the one I've been using. It's just simply not comparable for the reason it's not got the same sensors, and that's it. If you compare, what I'm going to try and look to do is find a comparable scope, maybe with ATN or some of the other manufacturers out there with similar sensors, and then we can do a fair comparison, because that's not a comparison at all. The objective for tonight was to would it do if we're going out shooting foxes? Yes, it would, but not at any extended ranges, and that's
No, fair enough, mate. Now, you got any crisps or nuts or anything to go with these beers?
No. Eating's cheating.
Okay, right, better wrap it up, I think, so we can polish off these beers. Thanks a lot, guys. Sweet dreams.
I've normally got my Laurel and Hardy sidekick next to me, but today I've got Steve, so but yeah. Cheers, guys.
So, Rab, box control expert.
Yeah, right.
Lovely
so,
kit. You got a really good kit, haven't you? Awesome kit.
Good kit. Just
What happened then?
I'm obviously too good at my job, mate, because there's not enough foxes out there.
No,
Although
no.
saying that,
No,
I know
because-
for a fact that you went out this morning with a client and shot 2 foxes
Yeah.
on the castle ground where we were last night.
I wasn't going to mention that. I wouldn't have mentioned that. But our book,
But
and a book.
and a buck. You know, if the client was good enough, he would have had a few bucks with me anyway already. But he got 2 stags with me, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because I like to do the hard
So-
work. You just do the easy work.
So we've got a foxing clip with no foxes.
There will be
Is
some over the
really,
next
is
few
really
days.
what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi guys. Obviously, as you've probably just watched on the film there, that Chris went out with the clients the day after we went out and tried to get some foxes. Me and Steve then got 2 with a client. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, as promised, so I'm out tonight to try and rectify that. Hopefully, get a couple with the cows and stuff. I've moved up to some land that my dad manages, Peter Miller, and obviously I'm better at foxing than he is, so there's a few foxes on the ground. But yeah, we'll see how we got on tonight and watch this space, as Chris says. So, first fox of the night, a young juvenile fox, dog fox, so pip shot. Didn't move a centimetre from where I shot it, so I don't know if the scope's got automatic record or not, but it was all in a hurry because it was only 40 metres away from me, going downwind, so it had to be a quick shot. Hopefully, one of a few for this evening, just so I can get one up on Chris. It's on a mission. I might get a shot on it if it comes any further left. He's right on the brow of the hill. It's quite bloody as well. It's a slightly younger cub this time. I was wondering why it wasn't squeaking in, and obviously it wasn't moving, it was staying static for a while, and there's the reason. Farmer left a dead sheep out. Yeah, nice little vixen. That one's younger than the one we shot about 10 minutes ago, so probably a different litter. Let's see what else is around, shall we? Right guys, that was a pretty productive night. 3 foxes down. The last one I'm not going to go and get, it's in the middle of a silage field. But I can see a massive difference in the scope with there's a lot of moisture in the air. So it's reducing the functionality of the scope. But that last fox that you've just seen was at 154 metres. So it's effective for, and to be fair, the picture wasn't great. Try to focus on that as well. You can see a massive difference between that and a higher sort of grade sensor and the thermal. But all I've got to say there is Chris, 2, Rab, 3. Get it up, you.
Is that a pause?
I suppose.
Okay. Coming up, we've got the first clip from one of our new partners, or somebody we're going to be working with, which is Liam, Primal Nomad, so sort of bushcrafty, put my teeth in, sort of thing, campfires and all that. He's well into that. I personally like a hotel bed and a hot shower, but there you go.
And Crocs.
And, yeah, and officer's trousers and slippers, I know.
There's a recurring theme going on here, isn't
Yeah, there definitely is, yeah.
See if we can whittle some rocks.
But anyway, with all this rubbish that we're talking, Liam actually was up here. He won a prize actually of a roebuck stalk, and
Is that the Lucky Hunter?
Lucky Hunter, yeah. Took us out. I took him out on a stalk, and we shot a gold medal roebuck, cracking roebuck, actually on the ground that I was on this morning. So we got that bushcraft clip coming up for you now. So I hope you enjoy that.
Right, so bow drill fire by friction is actually probably one of the oldest methods of fire lighting that's known to man. Friction fire just relies on rubbing 2 bits of wood against each other to create just that, friction. The friction creates heat. Also the process drives a dust that builds up underneath where we've cut these notches out of this bit of timber. This is one that I've used before, all from the same branch. In fact, that's the other half, and it was all a spindle that I decided to cut down. I've got a bearing block here which is made out of some stone. It's a river stone that I found. It had a natural dent in it, and I just opened that up even further. So that has less friction, and in fact, if you wanted to, you could get something like this, a green leaf, and just fold it up inside, and that will really keep friction from building up inside there as well. And that is where that sits on the smallest side of the spindle to reduce friction again, and obviously you want the most friction on the side that you're bearing into. To create these holes is simply a case of using a knife to twist in, which I might have to show you. Right, so I've just started that other hole there. I'm just going to burn that in. I'm going to quickly shave around the top of the spindle as well, make sure there's no polished wood. That can sometimes interfere. Get a good surface area on that. And pretty ready to go. So we're just burning on this one, and it shouldn't need anything to collect the dust because I've still got to cut the notch out. So just go until we start seeing smoke. We know we've made that blackened depression. Got smoke coming off the end of there. We know that's nicely burnt in now. Now it still was wobbling here, so I'm not going to actually bow drill here again. Just got to find a nicer flat spot, because otherwise I'll just be battling the board, rolling. And in fact what I might do is just flatten the back a little bit more. So to cut the notch, I just normally try to cut a little triangle into there, So I'll just start by rocking the blade on that kind of angle and then doing the same on the opposite side. And then at the bottom, so I've got that little V out now, and on the bottom what I like to do is just widen that out, flare it out so that oxygen can pass a lot better underneath there. Really flare it out, the wider the better, really. So I had a little hiatus and a little break. It's good to have a break sometimes. And yeah, I'm just gonna give it another go. It's never the easiest doing bow drill, so not one to beat yourself up over. And if I really can't do the bow drill right at the moment, I could always just wait and see if I can get it in another little bit. Or could use a ferro rod, which I do have with me. We go again, getting to the end of this spindle, I think. It's a shame. Give it another go. Hey, and we got an ember. Yep. Whew. That last little burn, perseverance. I knew the spindle and the set was hot there, and I knew that other ember had almost gone because it was smoking away and then it just fizzled out. So, bit of motivation. Push on, keep my damp breath and sweat away from it now, and whew, let's go. It's really important that this tinder bundle is good and secure now, so I can leave that as a little fire just to spread. There's a nice breeze going over it, so that's going to keep it fed, and I'm going to really make sure that this is good and is going to take that and I can blow it to flames successfully. Right, so while that's burning away, you just see the ember there. I'm going to transfer that into this birch bark and grass bundle that I've got here. Just give him a second to get used to his new home. Sorry I didn't speak much there. I was really trying to blow that to flame and make sure that I wasn't just working myself up, getting a load of sweat on it. But what I was trying to do was just really get air into that bundle and then get those sticks that I prepared earlier onto that fire. It's kind of one of those mesmerising moments when you're just in the tune, you know, just going with that tinder bundle. You're like, please don't go out, please keep that little small kind of ember alive. But we've got it now, and you can see it wasn't straight off the bat with that. That took a little bit of battling for me, but I'm so proud to have done that. So good to have a fire from rubbing two sticks together.
That's quite a good clip, that, I think.
But don't forget also the
Yeah, competition, guys. Don't forget, obviously, last week we introduced the competition for the Brandecosse. Sorry, 2 weeks ago we introduced the competition for the Brandecosse boots. Same scenario. Please comment, like the Brandecosse news letter, and obviously subscribe to our new channel.
And there'll probably be some links on at the end of the clip. And that's it, folks, for this week. So as always, thank you for watching. Keep liking it and all the rest of it. Keep your comments coming because we'll act on them. And it's a good night from me.
And a good night from him.
And remember, watch this space.
Cheers, guys.